Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. Please join me in welcoming the recipients of the Public Service Award of Excellence. Please welcome the Honourable Dr. Andrew Furey, Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador, and Krista Quinlan, Clerk of the Executive Council, and the recipients of the Public Service Award of Excellence. We have been enjoying music provided by singer and pianist Jeffrey Taylor. Please join me in thanking Jeffrey for sharing his incredible talents this afternoon. As well, thank you to the two sign language interpreters here today. And welcome to Premier Furey. Before we begin the presentation ceremony, as you are able, please rise for the singing of the Ode to Newfoundland.
When sun rays crown thy pine-clad hills, and summer spreads her hand, when silvern voices tune thy rills, we love thee, smiling land. We love thee, we love thee, we love thee, smiling land. As loved our fathers, so we love, where once they stood we stand. Their prayer we raise to heaven above, God guard thee, Newfoundland. God guard thee, God guard thee, God guard thee, Newfoundland.
Good afternoon, Premier Furey, Ms. Quinlan, honourable ministers, members of the House of Assembly, colleagues, families, friends, and award recipients. And a special thank you to the selection committee members in attendance today. So welcome to the 21st Public Service Award of Excellence ceremony. My name is Patricia Hearn and I am the Deputy Clerk of the Executive Council. I would also like to welcome those who are watching this ceremony online as it is being live streamed. And before we begin, I would ask that you please ensure cell phone ringers are turned off. Thank you. The Public Service Award of Excellence is the highest honor an employee can receive from the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador. Award recipients will receive a glass trophy, a framed certificate, and a gift of their choice. The Honourable Dr. Andrew Furey, Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador, and Krista Quinlan, Clerk of the Executive Council, will present the Public Service Awards of Excellence. I would now like to invite the Premier to share his opening remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here amongst such incredible talent. And before I begin my remarks, I want to just take a moment to recognize someone who I think we all owe a significant debt of gratitude to, and someone that I'm very fortunate to work with, someone who brings incredible dedication and passion and commitment and a true understanding of the power of the bureaucracy, the power of public service, and that's Krista Quinlan. So thank you, Krista, for leading the public service and for being such an incredible source of counsel and advice to the government in general. I also want to take a moment to just comment on public service itself. And while we're all here to celebrate some incredible individuals and teams throughout the public service, I am so fortunate to work with truly talented people across every sector of the public service. And I think about what makes that special, and I think it's the individual understanding that the service to the public, although it's obvious in the title, is less obvious in the spirit, but it is entirely captured by the spirit of putting others ahead of yourself, by recognizing the power of the collective is greater than an individual, by stepping up and coming to work every day to make Newfoundland and Labrador a better place to live, to not only realizing, but to living the axiom that the sum is bigger than individual parts. So to everybody in the audience, everyone on the stage, and everyone who may be serving our public right now, I want to thank you. Thank you for stepping up. Thank you for contributing. And thank you for believing in the community, the family, the spirit that is Newfoundland and Labrador. There are a lot of days as Premier of this province that stand out, some for good reasons, and I got to tell you, some for bad. But few are as special as a day like this, and I'm very fortunate. This is my third one now, I think, to honor the people who put their lives, dedicate their lives to the service of the people of Newfoundland and Labrador, who deliver policies, deliver instruments, and are creative to recognize that this is Newfoundland and Labrador's time to step up and create generational opportunities, industrial opportunities, creative opportunities, opportunities for other people around the world who have been suffering to create a path forward, a sustainable path forward. It's particularly special to feel the enthusiasm in this room and on this stage as we get to meet the families of the award winners and see their pride that they have, not just for Newfoundland and Labrador, but for these fine individuals and teams. I think of another one of those special aspects of this day is the opportunity to reflect on all the incredible accomplishments over the last year. Believe it or not, in this job, the days fly by and the years fly by faster. So it is a moment like today that we are able to reflect on all that we have accomplished together, despite some incredible challenges, some incredible headwinds. But because of your commitment and your service, we are meeting those challenges head on and creating incredible opportunities. And we do it all with determination, drive, and love for Newfoundland and Labrador. When Hurricane Fiona ravaged the west coast of our province, we were all there to help a community recover, to help our friends, our families, and our neighbors, both on the ground that day and those weeks, and what we knew would be the weeks, months, and years to follow. You rose to the challenge yet again, developing and delivering financial assistance that was badly needed to those in need. As Newfoundlanders and Labradorians, we face global challenges, like the higher cost of living, and our public sector worked diligently, responsibly, and prudently, executing on programs and services that add up to more than $500 million to give back to Newfoundlanders and Labradorians in their time of need, including $500 checks just in time for Christmas. I can tell you that was an immense ask and executed with extreme efficiency and effectiveness. The public service was instrumental as we highlighted our history, restoring the Colonial Building, that historic site of so many debates and conversations to indeed set the history and the future of Newfoundland and Labrador. A project very close to my heart, as I truly believe the unique and often colorful history of this place should be celebrated, not forgotten, embraced, and not let die on the vine. They found innovative ways to approach climate crisis and reduce greenhouse gases. And of course, when Russia invaded Ukraine, our team was there to help. We stepped up like no other place in Canada, sent people, these people, to welcome families that had been displaced from their own homes, displaced from their place of work, leaving in the middle of the night looking for refuge. And they found it in the open hearts, open homes, and open minds of people of Newfoundland and Labrador. Our groundbreaking Ukraine Family Support Desk in Poland has made a significant difference in the lives of so many people living here, working here, and now growing a family here in their new home in Newfoundland and Labrador. But that would not have been possible without the hard work of the women and men on this stage. Our team did what our province always does best. We created that safe place, that safe haven, that open place for them to come and be safe. As Premier, I'm proud to lead a dedicated and creative public service who has a sense of pride in our province, but perhaps more importantly, a sense of community, a sense of spirit, and a sense of place. This place, our place. And I know that this public service recognizes that it is a generational time afforded to no other. And I'm confident that we have the right people in the right place to capitalize on so many opportunities for Newfoundland and Labrador. New industries, existing industries, cultural industries, and of course, new deals to rewrite some old ones. I'm confident we have the right people, and I'm confident that we will see the fruits of their labor on this stage again next year. Thank you very much. It's an absolute honor to be here. God guard thee, Newfoundland and Labrador.
Thank you, Premier Fury. For the ceremony, award recipients will come forward and I will read a citation outlining the recipient's exceptional contribution to the public service. To begin, to receive the Public Service Award of Excellence presented to individuals and teams who through exceptional work performance have demonstrated excellence in public service, Jeff Bailey. Jeff was nominated by Crystal Brion. Jeff Bailey is a Parks Director with the Department of Tourism, Culture, Arts, and Recreation. Through a progressive outlook and with perseverance, he saw an opportunity to greatly reduce the carbon footprint of provincial parks and led an initiative to make positive change. Over the course of 4 years, Mr. Bailey oversaw the development and installation of solar power systems and battery banks at 3 provincial parks that could not connect to the provincial electrical grid and as a result were operating on diesel generators. A new and innovative approach for the provincial government infrastructure, the project was the first of its kind in the Parks NL system. Mr. Bailey was instrumental in all phases of the project, from the original proposal to securing funding, researching options, and working with staff and contractors to address supply challenges and technical issues. The completion of this project meant the noisy sounds of a diesel generator were replaced by the tranquil and peaceful sounds of nature, which can now be enjoyed by the staff and visitors of the parks. It also resulted in significant savings in fuel and substantial environmental benefits through the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. Mr. Bailey's fresh perspective and determination is truly appreciated amongst his colleagues and clients. With enthusiasm and a strong belief in the impact of his work, he goes the extra mile to work through challenges, and fosters relationships by bringing together members of government and outside experts. In the end, his work will have many positive impacts for the entire province. Congratulations, Jeff Bailey. To receive the Public Service Award of Excellence, presented to individuals and teams who through exceptional work performance have demonstrated excellence in public service, Amanda Garland. Amanda was nominated by Gina Eisenhower. Amanda Garland is the Director of Policy, Planning, and Analytics with Treasury Board Secretariat. Her colleagues describe her as an empathetic leader who is compassionate, conscientious, and dedicated. In 2022, Ms. Garland chaired the Transforming the Workplace Committee and provided exemplary leadership by highlighting best practices to ensure exceptional service delivery to residents was maintained. Through a period of significant operational change and uncertainty, she led the development and implementation of time-sensitive policies and provided guidance to all core departments, as well as agency boards and commissions, on implementation of new practices. The support of departments, entities, and employees was critical to ensure uptake and successful implementation of new policies. Ms. Garland's ability to build trust across the organization and establish close working relationships was key to the quality work done to develop these policies. Ms. Garland serves as an inspiration to those around her. She respectfully challenges thought processes and often serves as a voice of reason, ensuring that due regard is given to the challenges of the day. Her colleagues describe her as calm, responsive, and inclusive, with a goal to ensure best practices are communicated, in addition to maintaining quality and timeliness of services. She always encourages her fellow colleagues to be the best they can be for the residents of Newfoundland and Labrador. Congratulations, Amanda Garland. To receive the Public Service Award of Excellence presented to individuals and teams who through exceptional work performance have demonstrated excellence in public service, the Colonial Building Restoration Team. Scott Andrews. Blair A. Boland, Carrie Button, John P. Cheeseman, Greg Clark, Ralph Clemens Jr., Rob Jacobs, Kim Kiley, Chris Martin, Robert Matthews, Jean McGraw, Leon Murphy, Jerry Osman, Darrell Pinn, Lisa Reed, Lori Roach Lawrence, Natasha Smith, Colleen Soulier, Catherine Suley, and John Trahy. William Davis, Linda Keefe, and Derek Walsh were unable to be here with us today. The team was nominated by Jamie O'Day. The Colonial Building Provincial Historic Site reopened to the public in September 2022 as an immersive and interactive visitor experience. Visitors to the historic building have the privilege of enjoying guided tours, programming, exhibits, educational offerings, public dialogues, and debates. The team's success can be attributed to their collective efforts, their dedication to the preservation of history, and their affection for the project, in which they display true innovation, creativity, and flexibility. Before its doors were reopened, the 170-year-old building was the subject of complex restoration project involving a fully integrated and important long-term collaboration between the Departments of Tourism, Culture, Arts and Recreation, and Transportation and Infrastructure. This project would take years of research and planning, and once the plans were decided, the work had just begun for this team. From the commencement of work in 2009, the team demonstrated leadership and maintained a working environment where decisions met the delicate and complex balance of respecting heritage features and meeting modern construction code requirements. With each phase of this project came hours and days of work, over and above normal expectations. Many early mornings became late evenings as the team's attention to detail was often challenged by COVID-19 delays, fiscal realities, and the limitation of working within a building that was 170 years old. Along with partners including the Rooms, the House of Assembly, Newfoundland Public Libraries, Memorial University, Government House, the Office of Women and Gender Equality, and Parks Canada, they employed innovative strategies and solutions combined with best practices to keep the project moving forward. One example was the introduction of a lift to provide full accessibility to an almost two-century-old building. The team constructed the lift on the outside of the building, encased in matching stone, and used existing windows to provide accessibility to all floors. The team has been lauded for their exceptional dedication to the beautiful preservation of one of Newfoundland and Labrador's most historic assets, as well as their willingness to adapt and revise plans when faced with challenges. The team's passion, perseverance, and continued vision serves as an inspiration to their colleagues and community. Congratulations to the Colonial Building Restoration Team. Scott Andrews. Blair Boland. Carrie Button. John P. Cheeseman. Greg Clark. Ralph Clemens Jr. Rob Jacobs. Kim Kiley. Chris Martin. Robert Matthews. Jean McGraw. Leon Murphy. Jerry Osman. Daryl Pinn. Lisa Reed. Lori Roach Lawrence. Natasha Smith. Colleen Soulier. Catherine Suley. And John Trahy. To receive the Public Service Award of Excellence presented to individual and teams who through exceptional work performance have demonstrated excellence in public service, the Hurricane Fiona Financial Assistance Program Leadership Team. Corey Greeley, Jamie Kennedy, Kelly Martin. This team was nominated by Debbie Dunphy. Residents impacted by Hurricane Fiona faced uncertainty and concern as they looked to rebuild their lives in the wake of a devastating natural disaster. The Hurricane Fiona Financial Assistance Program Leadership Team worked tirelessly to meet the needs of these residents. Through site visits, engaging with municipalities directly, and responding to many calls and inquiries directly from residents, the team tried to capture the extent of damages while demonstrating compassion, creativity, patience, and a strong ability to build relationship. Through their steadfast commitment, they worked to address every challenge encountered. Where possible, the team worked to identify solutions and alternatives for financial assistance, including support from the provincial government. The group worked internally to develop and coordinate the rollout of provincial assistance program and a second program which provided longer-term accommodations for those residents who could not return to their homes. The team worked in tandem with the Canadian Red Cross, municipalities, and various federal and provincial government departments and agencies. They developed programming and parameters for immediate financial relief for displaced residents and those with other urgent needs. The team's work continues as they work through the compensation process with impacted residents, as well as working to mitigate future impacts on the region. Congratulations to the Hurricane Fiona Financial Assistance Program Leadership Team. Corey Greeley. Jamie Kennedy. Kelly Martin. To receive the Public Service Award of Excellence presented to individuals and teams who through exceptional work performance have demonstrated excellence in public service, the Mail and Messenger Services Team. Malcolm Anderson White. Dave Buckingham. Danny Campbell. Pat Carbage. Curtis Cook. Megan Doyle. Richard Galton. Amy Hale, Joanne Penton, Keith Power, Kyle Riggs, and Sharon Whalen. The team was nominated by Jennifer Cronin. The provincial government's Mail and Messenger Services team has consistently gone above and beyond to deliver exceptional service, always putting the residents of Newfoundland and Labrador first. They are the friendly faces on the front lines, who many of us interact with regularly at the mailroom counter. They also operate diligently behind the scenes, meeting couriers and clients to ensure the day-to-day business of government runs smoothly. Described as small but mighty, The team accepted and successfully executed several large-scale projects in addition to their standard workload over the past 2 years. During the 2021 provincial election, in addition to the routine mail requirements, the team worked with the Office of the Chief Electoral Officer and Canada Post to process over 100,000 ballot kits. Given the number of employees on this team and the fact that this was the first time they had ever undertaken a project of this scope, this was no small feat. The scope of work of this project highlighted a need to implement a new streamlined process for this type of activity, and in 2022, further work was completed with Canada Post and the Office of the Chief Electoral Officer to revise the ballot kit and streamline the process. The input of this team's work in the creation of this innovative and efficient approach will have a lasting impact and benefit the entire electorate. In the fall of 2022, the team was again called upon for 2 logistically complex processes of great importance to residents. They were responsible for distributing over 400,000 cost of living allowance checks by the end of the calendar year. In addition, and at the same time, they were asked to support public health and the ongoing pandemic response initiatives, and were asked to process over 300,000 COVID-19 test kits to households within Newfoundland and Labrador. Throughout these significant projects, the team worked together seamlessly while dealing with challenges including tight timelines, concurrency of projects, large volumes, material availability, holiday season rush, and ensuring mailroom equipment functionality while completing routine tasks and meeting deadlines. The high volume of work did not deter the team, who rose to each challenge with professionalism to achieve success. The team's hard work and commitment, paired with a pleasant and positive manner, continues to make a lasting impression on the entire public service. Based on these significant projects and the efficiency with which this team works, describing them as small but mighty does sound about right. Congratulations to the Mail and Messenger Services team. Malcolm Anderson White. Dave Buckingham. Danny Campbell. Pat Carbage. Curtis Cook, and special congratulations to Curtis, who is getting married tomorrow. We didn't practice that. Megan Doyle. Richard Galton. Amy Hale. Joanne Penton. Keith Power. Kyle Riggs. And Sharon Whalen. To receive the Public Service Award of Excellence presented to individuals and teams who, through exceptional work performance, have demonstrated excellence in public service, the Ukrainian Family Support Desk Team. I'm even feeling it. Allison Day, Sarah Kirby, Derek Nakanichny, Ivana Nakanichny, Sheldon Joseph O'Neill, Angela Sidhu, Sophia Solomon, and Sarah Thompson. And Sonia Parker was unable to be with us today. The team was nominated by Nadine Devereaux. On February 24th, 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine. Within mere weeks, a team of public service employees had been identified to travel to Poland to offer in-person expedited support to Ukrainians seeking temporary safe haven and permanent resettlement in Newfoundland and Labrador. The Ukrainian Family Support Desk was created to provide on-the-ground support to those displaced by the invasion of Ukraine. One moment. Who were looking to travel to Canada. On the first days of their deployment, team members walked the streets of Warsaw, visiting train stations and temporary shelters established for Ukrainians and speaking directly with those impacted. The work was challenging and emotional, meeting families who've been forced from their homes and separated from loved ones. The ability of several team members to speak Polish, Russian, and Ukrainian helped to facilitate this communication. The team's scope of work included setting up the on-site support desk, establishing connections with the Canadian Embassy, local government, and nonprofit support groups, and distributing information about immigration programs and support services offered by our province. The Office of Immigration and Multiculturalism led this initiative and provided support from back home in Newfoundland and Labrador. Their collective efforts and inspiring hard work has achieved a historic level of immigration to this province. Since the beginning of the invasion, approximately 700 Ukrainians have come to the province on 4 provincial government-sponsored airlifts, a direct result of the efforts of this team. Based on this success, more Ukrainians have come to the province by their own means, with over 2,700 Ukrainians now living in Newfoundland and Labrador. These families have settled in 40 communities across the province, from Labrador West to St. John's. The Ukrainian Family Support Desk team were trailblazers of an innovative approach of providing humanitarian and immigration services, and their actions of courageous and compassion have been lauded by the Government of Canada as representing a new service model. Congratulations to the Ukrainian Family Support Desk team. Allison Day. Sarah Kirby. Derek Nakanichny. Ivana. Oh! Ivana Nakanichny. Sheldon O'Neill. Angela Sidhu. Sophia Rachel Solomon. Sarah Thompson. My sincere congratulations to all award recipients. I would now like to introduce Krista Quinlan, Clerk of the Executive Council, to offer closing remarks, followed by a short video. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, everybody. It's an absolute pleasure to be able to share this afternoon with you all as we celebrate the latest recipients of the Public Service Awards of Excellence. I know that your families, friends, and colleagues that are here today are excited and proud to participate and to celebrate with you. So thank you all for coming. Premier, I'd like to thank you for your very thoughtful comments. I can't agree more with what you said, and also for being here with us today to recognize these recipients. We observe public service excellence in every corner of the province through good times and bad, and it seems that every year brings new challenges for us to address together. This past year, we saw hundreds of professional public service employees step in and help residents of southwestern Newfoundland whose lives were forever changed by the devastation of Hurricane Fiona. We saw the multi-departmental response to the forest fires that raged in central Newfoundland. These events required sustained efforts by many people over a long period of time, and your compassion and commitment are truly commendable. We often work behind the scenes to ensure that programs, services, and public policy meet the needs of the people of this province. As the Premier noted, public service employees tend not to speak the spotlight. You don't go above and beyond to receive an award. You're doing it because you're motivated to help others. But it is important to come together at times like this to recognize excellence in public service, as we're doing here today. Over the past 2 decades, only 114 individuals and 55 teams have received this honor. So today we're recognizing 4 additional teams and 2 more individual honorees. Of course, selecting recipients is never an easy task, and I want to thank the committee members for their work in reviewing and considering this year's nominees. Each one of you receiving an award today, and indeed everyone nominated for an award, inspired your peers. Something that you did stood out to your colleagues as worthy of recognition, as worthy of this highest award for the public service of Newfoundland and Labrador. Your excellence inspires us all. This event is also a celebration of the thousands of other public service employees who continue to answer the call and serve their fellow residents. Your efforts and contributions on behalf of the people of Newfoundland and Labrador continue to move our province forward in a time of transformation, and your impact is far-reaching. It's my great privilege to work alongside you each and every day. And when you see public service excellence throughout the year, I'd ask you to consider submitting a nomination for this prestigious award. We want to recognize excellence. We want to recognize it when people are stepping up and going above and beyond. So thank you once again to the 49 individuals who are the latest recipients of the Public Service Award of Excellence. Enjoy this moment with your families and your colleagues, and I look forward to seeing more great things from the public service of Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you.
So just for the record, it says video plays.
We're going to do a rehearsal.
Yep,
Are you ready to do this?
I'm ready to do this.
Okay, let's get it down packed in. So we'll start. Hi, I'm Thomasina
Hold on,
Barry.
your mic is just on. Okay.
Oh.
Anyway.
Hi, I'm Thomasina Barry, and I'm the manager of protocol. This is Kev. Let's go down over some of the stats,
Sure.
Kevin. I'll give the first stat, and then you can give the next one. Okay, first. So do you know how many awards began? How many? When did it begin?
I think
No, 2001. We're quick enough. Do you know how many years that makes?
That-
21 years, Kevin. 21 years. And you know what? I've been here for all of them.
Oh, congrats.
Right? Thank you, thank you. So you want to do the next set?
Sure.
In the 21 years, how many awards have we done? 163, Kevin. Nominations to date. I think we've had, how many, Kevin?
I think
714, I can tell you that. And you know how I know? Because every single one of them
You were there.
came across my desk. I've been there since the very beginning. In 2001, the first awards when I first came to Protocol. My, I'm telling you, we've got such a high caliber of people that we have in this province. The employees of the public service, top notch, buddy. Are you ready to do this thing?
I think we just did.
So how we do?
Perfect.
She knows when Thomasine, I was like, coughing Thomasine today. I'm back in. I'm back over, and I love it. The significance to me of these awards is to see people who have gone above and beyond in their jobs, who make such a difference in the workplace, and just to be recognized for their contribution. It means so much. Just wonderful to see what people have contributed to the public service.
The initial reaction that majority of staff had was they were in awe. They were surprised that they received a nomination or that the work was being put in to receive a nomination, but let alone being the ones to be the recipients of the Public Service Award of Excellence. It is really nice to see the frontline staff be this, be recognized as they do keep a portion of government running.
It's really important to recognize the public service in this way because many times the work of the public service goes unnoticed. So by setting aside this week in June of each year to celebrate public service employees in Newfoundland and Labrador, we are making a point of recognizing excellence, celebrating the achievements, and celebrating the very important work that public service employees provide throughout this entire province.
The most important thing is that you are acknowledging those people who are bringing innovation and creativity in their day-to-day work. And you are kind of reassuring them that what you are doing is being acknowledged, is being appreciated. So basically, through that coaching program, you just kind of help people to put the work they have been doing over a number of years, to put it to perspective, to see what difference they have made in the quality of life of people living in this province.
So the really special thing about this award is that it is nominated by your peers, and this is recognition amongst your peer group about the excellent public service that you're providing.
It brings recognition forward. We're the first point of contact for couriers that come in. People drop off their mail to be processed here. We're always interacting with one another. It was nice to see that people outside of the Mail Messenger Services division, they do know that we're here. They do know that we do our best each and every day, and it's nice to be recognized for it.
So I've been a public service employee for almost 25 years now, and I can't tell you the pride of just even volunteering and now being a coach, what it means to see what people have accomplished. I know how much it means to them, and I fill up every award. It's emotional sometimes.
We, as public service employees, whatever we do, we are doing for others. We are not doing for ourselves. But when you see that concept being put into practice, that being acknowledged, recognized, and appreciated, that kind of gives you accomplishment, a sense of happiness.
Congratulations to this year's recipients of the Public Service Award of Excellence. And to the broader public service of Newfoundland and Labrador, I offer my sincere thanks and appreciation for your continued commitment to excellence.
We would also like to thank the coaches in each department who help promote and support the Award of Excellence nomination process. As you've heard, their role is key to the success of the awards program each year. To those who took the time to prepare nominations recognizing the accomplishments of your peers, we say thank you. We also extend thanks to the selection committee for their thorough consideration of the nominations. The committee consists of persons familiar with but at arm's length from the public service. They review the nominations and recommend individuals and teams to be recognized. This year's selection committee included Justice Alphonsus Fowler, committee chair, and members Ann Chafe, Dorothy French, Dennis Hogan, and Trevor King. We must also acknowledge and thank the Planning Committee, who are instrumental each year in the management of the nomination process and planning of this ceremony, as well as our colleagues at the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure and the Arts and Culture Center for their support today. And last but certainly not least, we offer our sincere congratulations to the recipients of the Award of Excellence and extend our thanks to you for your outstanding commitment to the public service of Newfoundland and Labrador. Please give them another round of applause. We will now close the formal part of the ceremony. As you are able, please rise for the singing of O Canada.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Catum brasse porte le paye, il se porte la croix. En histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you all once again for being here to celebrate with us today. Please join us for a reception just outside of the theater, doors to the right, and our recipients will join you shortly. While the guests are exiting, recipients, please make your way back up to the stage for photos. Thank you, everyone.